Welcome to the Profit and Loss Podcast. I'm Adam Tidrow.
And I'm Yahaira Zapata. This is a dive into the minds of entrepreneurs and small business owners. We talk about what keeps them up at night, and more importantly, what gets them up in the morning.
Join us every week for conversations with real business owners as they share their successes, struggles, and lessons learned.
All right, folks. So we're back.
We're back.
Yes, we're back after a much needed vacation. Sorry, we're a little late with the drop of this episode. Adam and I were both on vacation, much needed, if I didn't mention that already. And yes, we were on vacation separately. Again, Adam is just my work husband. Don't get any ideas.
Yes, there would be a lot of people with a lot of questions. And probably some complaints. With, two people in particular. So.
Be like, who knew?
Yeah, who knew? Wow, surprised.
As if 2020 and 2021 isn't surprising enough or hasn't been surprising enough.
Play that, as the kids say, play the Uno reverse card. You heard that one?
No, that's a new one. You're coming up on the lingo, Adam.
I am. Don't be so chuggy.
Chuggy? What's that?
Yeah, chuggy is basically being Generation Z, Zillennials say that millennials are chuggy when they when they do things that used to be cool.
Oh,
like if I say like, yo, that's tight, man. That's like, wow, that's chuggy. I'm like,
wow.
So chuggy is like an adjective describing something that used to be cool, but isn't, but people are still trying to make it cool.
Gotcha.
My explanation was probably very chuggy.
And knowing is half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle. Yeah, accepting this, admitting you have a problem.
Right. Self-awareness.
Self-awareness. That's what we're striving for here on
right.
the Profit and Loss Podcast.
Exactly. Well, I will address the elephant in the room, as I had mentioned prior to coming on board. Yes, I sound super nasally, like I have a clothespin on my nose because I am sick. Wah, wah, wah.
Womp.
COVID is real, folks. Yeah, not that I thought it wasn't. I'm fully vaccinated, but I am so special, like uber special, that I still got it. So.
She's a breakthrough star.
Waiting for my royalties.
Yes.
But no, on a serious note, that's actually going to be something we're going to talk about today on today's episode. Not those dings, but COVID. Yeah, I think it's important for everyone listening. If you are fully vaccinated, great, still take precaution. If you're not vaccinated or you're kind of like teeter-tottering, I'm thankful that I'm fully vaccinated because that means I didn't have to go to the hospital. But who knows what would have happened had I not been fully vaccinated. So, think about not only yourself, but about the people that surround you and how this could, potentially affect them. We know that COVID is affecting a lot of businesses, when we're just like taking it out of the population perspective, right? Like we're looking at businesses. That's who our clients are, small businesses, entrepreneurs. Sure. Adam, before I go on my rant here, that's my PSA, by the way, but
yeah.
Adam.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome. Hello. Yes. Welcome back. Glad to have you back. Glad you're okay. We are awaiting the return of your sense of smell and taste.
Yes.
They're on the way back from O'Hare International Airport. They got lost with much like luggage. So,
yes.
But Glad you're okay. Glad you're feeling better. Yeah, when you told me, I was a little shocked. I think I was like, oh my God. What does this mean for the podcast? What does it mean for me? What does your illness mean for me?
Right.
That's basically all I can think about. Your health, whatever.
Right.
But
the selfishness, just full throttle.
well, totally. I mean, that's how I operate. Totally self-involved. Not aware of others.
Not true at all, folks. Adam is always very concerned with everyone else.
Yes. If I focus on others, I don't have to look at myself. Keep leaning into the microphone like I'm telling a punchline. Like, trying to hit it real hard. But well, while you were off being an anti-masker and everything up in Chicago.
Wow. Don't give folks that those false stories about me.
The fake news. I was in the great state of Indiana, and I went home for a couple days and saw folks and for my birthday and came back and then hurt my back for like 2 days. So probably sitting in the car for like 20 hours over the course of a weekend and, sleeping on an air mattress and then I've moved recently. So I have a ton of boxes in my house and I was moving them around my home office and I was in a desk chair and I lifted a box up and that's kind of when I felt my back go, hey, stop.
Whoa there.
I'm going to blame it on the car, the air, things I had no control. I'm not going to blame it on my own stupidity.
You don't want to admit that once you hit 30, like it just went bye-bye. No, thank you. I'm a year into this whole 30s thing. And I'd like to get another 9 years out of it before I start complaining about physical issues. I like take the stairs and I have to stop halfway up, not because I'm out of breath, but my knees hurt. I'm like, oh God. Remember as a kid, you like run up the stairs in your feet and your hands. And now I do it so I can keep my air in my body. So I can not pass out. It's easier when you're on all fours going up the stairs. So anyway, what was I talking about? Indiana came back. But yeah, one thing that I did notice was just how different areas are interacting with or taking precautions against COVID. And being back home in Indiana, which tends to be a state that's the folks there are a little less cautious about COVID and things like that, especially in the area where I'm from. There were still a lot of people who were taking the vaccine, getting the vaccine, and even people who, 3 or 4 months ago said, I'm never going to get that vaccine. It's not for me. There were those same people now are like, I'm going next week to get my first dose. Good.
So they're doing that, which I think is great. For anybody and everybody whose doctor says they should do it, go do it. If you've got the green light, go do it. I know there's some people who can't.
Right.
But it's important for your health, and also kind of like you said, the health of businesses and employees and employers. And it's scary. There was that article that you shared with me, and I'll let you cite it because I can't remember where it was from, but
CNBC,
my favorite. But they were talking about how what businesses, a lot of businesses think they can survive the next year okay with current restrictions and how things are going, but anything beyond that is going to cause really an undue burden on business owners. And yeah, I'm terrified of that. I'm scared of what that's going to look like because so in March and April and May of last year, I took in about 400 phone calls over the course of those few months, all from business owners and folks wanting to know, how do I save my business? I have no money, whatever those issues are. And, if they if they didn't qualify for PPP, luckily state and federal and local governments have stepped up to provide grants and other loan programs and things like that, to do that, to help kind of weather this storm. And I'm not sure what a second wave of restrictions and close downs would look like for Main Street businesses.
Yeah, I will say, as being someone who used to be in the service industry for many, many years, be kind to these people. Like, they're working hard, they're doing the best they can with something that is continuously changing. Like, it changes every day, right? There was 2-3 weeks ago, Erie County, I think we only had like 36 cases per 100,000 people. And just the other day, we were already at like 80 cases per 100,000 people, which means we've changed categories. It turns out that like a lot of the regulars, are very supportive of these local businesses where it's not a franchise. It's not like this humongous chain, or, well, I guess a chain is a franchise, right? But it's not like a humongous corporation that has like 500 employees. These are like small mom and pop shops, family businesses, that like if they go out of business, that's it. Like, they have all their life savings and earnings kind of like, within that business and within the community. So just be patient with them. Wear your mask.
Sure.
If they ask you to wear your mask, even whatever thoughts you may have, like, again, it's not just you, it's the people that surround you. So help them out. Wear your mask.
Sure.
If you are very adamant about not doing that, don't go there, right? Like, just don't. I feel like, what's the nicest way to say this? Don't try to rain on someone else's parade. You know what
Sure.
I mean? Like, these people are just trying to have a good day, trying to keep their business afloat. And like, I feel like complaints like those are unnecessary, considering
Yeah.
all of the people that have gotten sick, that have died, that have lost their businesses, lost their jobs. Like, just be a good human. At the end of the day, that's what I would suggest. Be a good human.
For sure. I think it's, for us, it's very hard to, at least for me, it's hard to, and I think you and I are both very passionate people. We work in this industry, we work in this, we were for PathStone because we want to, because
Right.
we believe in the mission. So it's very hard to come on here and try to temper that
Mhm.
emotion that we feel, because we see the populations that are hardest hit.
Right.
We see the communities, the neighborhoods, the schools that are hardest hit by this stuff.
Mhm.
And we want to help. We want to do everything we can to actively go in and help and provide solutions. And at the same time, there's a part of us that wants to scream at the other side. And
Yeah.
and I won't even say the other side, but it's screaming at the people who maybe they don't see the
Mhm.
destruction that's going on, or they don't understand how their actions can lead to this. Yeah.
Right.
One person doing something stupid, it's really easy to mitigate the damage from that.
Mhm.
But if everybody thinks that they are the only person doing something,
Right.
then it's everybody doing this. And it's really hard to kind of stay calm about it. But
Yeah.
I would just urge people to, this is, see the humanity in everybody else, interact with people on that level, and engage based on your humanity, not on politics, not on,
Right.
and do what's best for all of us.
Mhm.
You got to take care of yourself and everybody else right now. So
Yeah. This isn't just for Buffalo, where we're known as like the city of good neighbors. I'm pretty sure that's the saying. But nationwide, worldwide, like, if you're in Australia and you're listening to this,
yeah,
just be a good human. Um
yeah.
but I do want to kind to that's not a word.
COVID brain.
Right. I definitely have a bit of a mush brain right now. Um on a positive note, with COVID. Silver lining, right? We do have another article that we're actually putting in the show notes for you. And it's kind of talking about entrepreneurs and COVID and how you basically find an opportunity in an unexpected place.
Yeah.
So this one is actually also by CNBC. It's in their travel section. So it talks about basically, I'm sure some people have heard of the car shortages. This particular article is talking about the auto rental shortages. So that basically sparked a boom in peer-to-peer car sharing. So it's something that entrepreneurs are hopping on, this kind of new trend, making money. Again, they found an opportunity in an unexpected place. Adam, you want to kind of comment on this article?
I'll comment on it just from a basic kind of economic standpoint. So here's what happened. The rental car industry dried up at the beginning of the pandemic, really. And for most of 2020, it was dried up. So to service their debts and to, make payroll and stuff, they were selling off vehicles within their fleets. Now we're picking back up. They need vehicles because, and so with fewer vehicles and demand going up, prices are going to go up. So there's a price surge in, what it takes to rent a vehicle from, Enterprise or Hertz or Avis or whoever. So now what we're trying to do is get more used vehicles, more vehicles into those rental lots. And that's taking a lot. And we're, people aren't buying new cars. They don't have, the funds to buy new cars. So they need to buy used cars, blah, 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 blah. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and the guest on the podcast was moving from Los Angeles to Maine and was going to sell her car. And she went to CarMax, and her car was 9 years old, and they gave her $20,000 for it. And it was like,
that's a come up.
Yeah. I mean, it was like 20 or 30% over what she would have been able to get prior to the pandemic. I mean, I put just to see what I could get, I put it into CarMax yesterday, and my 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee with a rust spot on the back and 78,000 miles on it, they were going to give me over $9,000 for it.
Yeah.
I was like, and I'm not going to do that because I love my car, knock on wood. It's great. But that just shows, what the pandemic has done to what it did to demand, and now what it's doing to supply, and how prices are crazy off that. But there's a lot of opportunity for entrepreneurs within that. There's plenty of things that they can do. Yahaira, refresh my memory. What were some of those things we can highlight from that article while I put my other earbud in here?
Well, I'll kind of go back and just mention that this is a clear example of something we spoke about a couple episodes back, episode 22 with Dr. Freeman, and it was about opportunity entrepreneurs, kind of seeing these opportunities in these unexpected places versus it being, I mean, this is technically a need as well, but like there's a huge opportunity in something that you wouldn't normally expect to be an issue because of COVID. But in the article, a couple key points is basically saying travelers are turning to car sharing platforms like Tidrow and Get Around as a big car rental change faces shortages. So a couple companies you can look into and see, maybe this is something that might work for you, if you're living in Buffalo, depending, especially with the border opening back up. I don't know if that's going to change because of Delta. But, you may potentially have some opportunity there and, more people coming to visit, things like that. But, there's also, consumers are also finding peer-to-peer car sharing provides more personal rental experience. People, a lot of times they either make purchases or, they just do things because of the experience, not so much, the clout or whatever the case is. But there are a couple other key points that you can kind of find in the article here. And then I will say, I do know someone that was traveling recently as well. and he was mentioning that to rent a sedan in California would cost him an enormous amount of money because of the car rental shortages. So it would have cost him, like, I think he said, like, I don't know, 300 something dollars. I want to say that was a day, versus like a van, which fits like 7 for like a total of like 100 and something.
Oh my
like
gosh.
like it's crazy. Yeah. So, that goes to show you, like, if you take a look at the market, like, that's just what it is right now.
Yeah.
So again, some opportunity to maybe make some money, without gouging people. I will say that. Because
sure.
I think that's one of the things that the article talks about, like, doing this peer-to-peer sharing, like they weren't like beating people over the head with the prices, but they were still able to make money based on the shortage of car rentals.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, for us, it's, our primary operation is lending, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, if somebody came to me and they said, hey, I've got a, 2016, 2017 vehicle, yada, 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 I'm looking for a $10,000 loan right now. I could take if your vehicle's paid off,
Yeah.
I could take your vehicle as collateral. You still get to use it. And then you're lending, we're lending you money against that. And, at a lower rate than, putting on your credit card or something, to start your
Mm-hmm.
business.
Yeah.
And, so first contact us.
Definitely.
And then your local credit union or bank or whatever, but,
Mm-hmm.
use the equity in that vehicle, which, this is probably a once in a lifetime, hopefully once in
You're
a
right.
lifetime scenario where
Yeah.
the value of your vehicle is going to, at the very least, not depreciate drastically
Right.
year over year. So, if you're an entrepreneur looking for some capital, let's talk about how to use the equity within that car, to do that. And, there are a ton of ways to now use that vehicle. And remember that, there's ride sharing and, car sharing, right? So those are
Mm-hmm.
two different things. You
Right.
can make money two different ways with that.
Yeah.
I have a friend who lives in Seattle, I want to
Mm-hmm.
say, and they do both. So they loan their car out when they're not using it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they are using their car, they're Ubering or driving for Lyft or whatever. So their car is constantly making them money. Right?
Yeah.
So they're, like, it's something like 19 hours out of the day, their car is generating cash for them, which is
That's
very
great.
cool.
Yeah, no, that's super amazing. I will say we're pretty good at being creative with finding ways to kind of get you financing. So
Yes.
yeah, for sure. Give us a call. I'd say come on in, but give us a call instead.
Give us a call. Yeah. We want to make sure we're there.
Adam, what's the number that people can call if they have any questions or want more information?
Yes, the best number to call is 716-436-2560. Or if you want to call our other office, you can call 585-340-3300.
We're going to make sure to put that in the show notes as well, just in case Adam got dyslexic with numbers or anything like that.
You can definitely, you can definitely call 716-436-2560. That gets you right to my desk, right to my office. And then we'll get you to one of our loan officers immediately. So
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's it for us. I need to take a break so I can continue to breathe a bit better. I'm a little short of breath. Is that how you say it? Short of breath, out of breath. I think they both work. But don't forget to follow us on social media. Let us know how we're doing. We only do these particular episodes every once in a while where it's just Adam and myself.
It's nice to every now and then it's nice to just have the two of us and catch up and talk to the audience directly. We've had a number of great interviews, so please go listen to, if this is your first time listening or one of your first times listening to us, please go back and listen to some of our older interviews. We have great people like Nicole Overcamp, and Dr. Michael Freeman and Steve Hoffman and Beatriz Flores and a ton of others. So please go back and listen to all of them, and just get in contact with us. If you're a small business owner looking for financing or some other type of help, let us know. We'd love to fit into that solution somehow.
Yeah, definitely. Follow us on all the social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Instagram, we are the Enterprise Center Inc. And then you can find us Pecky Biz Help on Twitter and PathStone Enterprise on Facebook. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can always email me, yzapata@pathstone.org. I'll again put all this stuff in the show notes. And just to give you a heads up, we are going to have an amazing podcast guest for our next episode. She's a speaker, author, and consultant to Next Gens that seek to lead their family businesses. So for any of you out there that are already in a family business, or maybe are looking to take over your family business, kind of make sure that it doesn't, fall down the drain, she is the person that you're definitely going to want to listen to, because she's a pro at this. This is her thing. This is her jam. So make sure to tune in to our next episode, which will be next week, and we will keep you posted. Thank you for listening, guys.